Hello again, this is Grandpa Lou, the Reverend at the Church of Snarky, giving you smirk-worthy sermons with my snarky 2 cents. Today's quote is by Moliere. His quote is, "A learned fool is more a fool than an ignorant fool." Great quote and very true, and we'll go into details in just a second. Who was Moliere? Jean-Baptiste Poquelin, who lived from 1622 to 1673, and I expect you to do the math. He was known as Molière. He was France's greatest comic playwright and the master of making fun of people who deserved it. He was born into a wealthy upholstery family, but ditched the family business to become an actor and a playwright, much to his father's horror. Molière spent his career writing plays that skewered French society. Hypocritical religious zealots, social climbers, misers, doctors, and yes, even educated fools who thought their education made them wise, when actually it just made them confidently stupid. Molière understood that stupidity with credentials is more dangerous than stupidity without, because at least the ignorant fool knows they don't know. The educated fool thinks their diploma proves they're smart. Grandpa Lou, Smarty 2 cents. Molière wrote this 350 years ago, and we've somehow gotten worse at recognizing learned fools. Here's my test for whether someone is wise or just learned. Ask them, what don't you know? A wise person has a long list. A learned fool acts like it's a trick question. This isn't about education being bad. Molière loved learning. He was an incredibly well-read and educated himself. This is about people who mistake education for wisdom. An ignorant fool is just uninformed. They're working with limited information. They can potentially learn and improve. They know they don't know much, or at least not everything. But a learned fool, they've got degrees, they've read books, they can quote authorities, and yet they still make foolish decisions. And the worst part, they think their education proves they're right. They use their credentials as a shield against criticism. The learned fool is more foolish because they have all the tools for wisdom and still choose stupidity. They've been given knowledge and managed to extract foolishness from it. This is a talent, just not a good talent. And the worst part, society rewards them. We give them jobs, power, influence, because we're impressed by their credentials. Meanwhile, the person with actual wisdom but no credentials gets ignored. Want to know the difference? The ignorant fool will admit when they're wrong. The learned fool will explain why they're actually right, and everyone else just doesn't understand the complexity of the situation. This matters because society gives learned fools power. We elect them, as we have. We promote them, we listen to them, because many times we mistake credentials for wisdom. Education is great. I'm all for learning. But if you think your education makes you wise instead of just informed, congratulations. You're exactly the fool Molière was mocking. Plenty of room in the Fool's Guild for both types of fools, but the learned ones, they're the executives. The ignorant ones are just rank and file average fools like you and me. And if you'd like to read more about this and other quotes, deeper meaning, real-world impact, or why it matters today, get congregated and sign up to ChurchofSnarky.com for our free weekly wisdom newsletter. You can also get 15% off your first order of wearable, shareable wisdom so that you too can help make us all wiser and kinder. Again, I'm Grandpa Lou, your Reverend at the ChurchofSnarky.com, hoping you learned something today, and of course, subscribe, like, and share our smirk-worthy sermons. Take care. Bye-bye.